Hi folks, Anthony from Duffy's Logistical Services here. It's been a while since I put a video out. I think it was October was the last time I put one out. And where I left you off, I was in Glasgow. And I mentioned I got a job from Bladen down to Sheffield into Manchester into Liverpool in that order. And I got a backload. If you're watching the first two videos I've done, you would know that I was struggling to get backloads. But yeah, and then I stopped recording material. I didn't stop working, I just stopped recording simply because I just wasn't in the mind frame for it. I'm a human being at the end of the day, vlogging about driving a van, not a TV presenter or radio presenter that has to be in good form on 5 days a week. But nevertheless, kept working. I had private customers, I'd say ex-customers, I'd say ex-jobs, yeah, private customers, back and forth. I was delivering Christmas trees for a bit, a couple of days here and there. That was good work. Back in the CX, back with the private customers. And just before Christmas, I got a new customer who had asked me to take air ducting from Bladen down to Boston in Lincolnshire. And two of those jobs for him. And I think I done another one somewhere else, I can't remember where. And then for the last week, in the build up to Christmas, I done a couple of parcel runs for DHL. Christmas was quiet. New Year was quiet. And then I went hell for leather. After the New Year, I had booked check my diary. So 2nd of January there was nothing. Saturday 3rd and Sunday 4th of January I had a house move. It was a young couple moving into their first home together. And they booked me the 28th or 29th of December, I think, through her mum. Saturday 3rd of November came along and it snowed in the northeast. So I had a collection in, what's the name of the place? Shiny Row, just outside Sunderland. I then had to go to North Shields to his home place, which is now his mum and dad's house. And then go to her grandmother's house in Berkeley, basically picking up furniture and delivering to their new house in the Chesley Street area. Couldn't do it on Saturday. We got to the house in North Shields, collected some of the stuff, but I couldn't get into some of the estates. Hills like that, my van wasn't going up. No chance. So I'm back on the Sunday when the snow melted and finished off the job. And on the Monday, I had private customer. Air ducting again, collect Bladen as early as I could that morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, I think, and deliver to HMP Liverpool. Very interesting. No backload with the CX. Bidded, no good. So I drove home empty. Tuesday on the Monday on the way home, another private customer phoned me, asking me to take down some Christmas trees and decorations and take them back up to my husband's unit in Newcastle. So that was that. Wednesday, 7th of January was a CX jobs. I bidded on one job for the afternoon, going from Bishop Auckland up to Washington. £50 job, minimum charge. Shipper phoned me, would you like to do it twice? We've 2 pallets, 1 ton each. Up and down. I says, no problem. I'll do it for £100. He said, okay. Sent on the second booking. I had to bid on it on the CX and he gave it to me. Done the first one, no problem. Went back to pick up the second one. I was told by the supplier in Bishop Auckland that it was only 1 pallet that was going. I said, I was booked for 2. Has anyone phoned my shipper to let him know that there was only 1 pallet today because they booked me for 2 at 9:15 this morning? No. Okay. I'll phone him and let him know. He said, I think the shipper in Bishop Auckland says, the shipper in Bishop Auckland says, I think I know what happened. A lorry pulled up the previous night. Instead of taking 4 pallets, he took 5 and that was that. Okay. Got a cancellation fee, 50% cancellation fee, so I was happy with that. That was the Wednesday. Thursday, 8th of January, bidding, no luck. Customer phones me, can you go to London the following day? Collect this afternoon at 12:30, 1 o'clock. And go to London and give me a price, please. I said, I will. Gave him the price, he was happy. And I ended up in London on Friday the 9th of January at 9 o'clock in the morning. No backload. Priced jobs left, right and centre. No backload. There was nothing going the way I wanted it to go. Back up to the northeast. I had to be home. I can't remember why, but I had to be home. I remember I needed to be home. So drove home empty. Took the weekend off. On the way home, same shipper that sent me to London asked me to price a job from same collection address and go to Huddersfield. So I priced it, happy, ended up in Huddersfield on the 12th of January. On the 13th of January, I didn't bid on any jobs because my wife's aunt was moving house from Corby up to the village in Durham. And she'd asked me and she booked me for the job. And I had to take her husband down to Corby on the Tuesday. He stayed in his stepdaughter's house. I stayed in a hotel. Went to the storage unit, loaded up the van, realised that there was too much stuff in the storage unit to be taken up into one day. Phoned my wife's aunt. Gonna have to come back again tomorrow, Julie. Okay, no problem. So that filled 3 days last week. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I was bait from going up and down to Corby. Absolutely bait, and loading the van, which took 6 hours on the first day and 4 hours on the second day, and 2 hours on the first day to offload, and an hour and a half on the second day to offload. So I took Friday the 16th off. I wasn't going anywhere. I did look for a couple of jobs, to be fair, a couple of local ones. And I saw one going from Gateshead down to Milton Keynes, as you know. I'm not going back down that A1 again. But I had booked I had booked a CX job for the Wednesday, which I'll get to in a second. Monday 19th of this week, I had a customer of mine phone me and asked me to do a waste removal job. I have an upper-tier waste carrier license, so I was able to do that and take some stuff to the waste transfer station for them. That's all I got on Monday. Again, CX is absolutely dead. You all know this. Just watched Dave Anvil Logistics tonight. Today is Friday the 23rd of January. I've just watched Dave there, and he's right. It's absolutely diabolical out there. Price jobs left, right and centre on the CX, price jobs on Facebook, price jobs everywhere. I could find people on Instagram I was quoting, and nothing. Tuesday, I woke up early Tuesday morning, took my little one to school, came back, and my wife took the little one to school. I started quoting on CX jobs, left, right and centre, Facebook jobs. Anywhere I could see a courier that was needed in around where I live, I messaged, quoted. Nothing on Tuesday. I was only looking for the local work on Tuesday anyway, simply because on Wednesday I had a CX job, which I had booked last Friday the 16th. That was a collection in North Shields and delivering 6 non-illuminated light boxes, they're called. Not light as in weight, but light as in light bulbs. 3 of them were going to Workington over in Cumbria, and 3 of them were going down to Barrow-in-Furness. And that was Wednesday. Started looking for a backload out of Barrow-in-Furness. Those of you who've been to Barrow-in-Furness in the past will know that it's like looking for a needle in a haystack. There's nothing coming out. It was late in the afternoon, between 4 and 4:30, while I was bidding on jobs, and I decided I'm not going home empty. No chance, I'm not going home empty. So I started looking further in towards the Midlands, for the load up the north. I was looking at Leeds, Liverpool, Manchester, Blackpool, and then as far as Bradford, York, and a job came up from, Ripon to Sunderland on the Thursday morning, 22nd, at 8 o'clock. Pick up, deliver ASAP. So I bid in it, put a little thing in my notes, and I'm going that way. Here's my price. Got it. So I started looking for somewhere to stay close to Ripon on Wednesday night. Ended up in a travel lodge, an hour away from collection, so that was handy. And sod's law. Got to the hotel. Checked in. There was a Lidl across the road. Said I'll go across, get a few bits and pieces for my breakfast in the morning. The Thursday morning. Came back. Went to the restaurant in the hotel. Had my dinner. Went upstairs. And I looked on the CX. 8 minutes after getting the phone call, there was a job out of Barrow-in-Furness posted on the CX, heading straight up into Newcastle. 8 minutes after I accepted the phone call. Thankfully, I was in Bradford 2 hours away and I didn't see it until then. I was still pissed off, but, it was just one of those things. And that was finished at 10:30, 11 o'clock yesterday morning in Sunderland. And I drove out of Sunderland, headed for Team Valley, parked up, went to a McDonald's, got a cup of coffee, took out my laptop, connected to the CX and the Wi-Fi in the CX, and looking for a needle in a haystack again. There was nothing out there. Absolutely nothing out there yesterday. I don't know how many jobs I bidded on, but I was bidding reasonable prices, fair prices, and nothing. So I called it a day after 2 o'clock. No, sorry, I called it a day after 1 o'clock. I said I'll not put myself through this. And went home, phoned my wife. She wasn't in. Asked her, she was up there. Oh, I'm in such and such a place with my uncle having a coffee. Do you want to come along? So I went along. And that was yesterday. Woke up today. I took my little one to school. And bidded on every single thing coming out of the northeast that I could bid on. All day. Looked on Facebook, saw a job going from Billingham up to Ponteland. Put a bid in and I got it. So I was happy. I got something. It was just taking a bicycle in a box. A boxed bicycle. I'll put a picture at the end of the video. You know what I mean. That was that. I parked up for a bit. I bidded on more work. Couldn't get anything. I was bidding on work for Monday. Nothing. And I said, sod it. Started up the engine and away home I went. Got home for about 3 o'clock or something like that and took the laptop out again, started bidding on work. In the meantime, my wife had collected her child from school and came home, saw the laptop open. Are you bidding? I said, I am. Right. So I was telling her what I was bidding on, how much I bidded for them, when they were for, yada yada yada. Then the job came up from Gateshead to Wirral. Collection at 5:30 this evening, Friday 23rd. Today's the 23rd, isn't it? Yeah, Friday 23rd of January. Pick up at 5:30. Deliver ASAP. Short wheelbase van up to 2.4 meters. Put a short wheelbase price on it. Found a mile and got a phone call. You're still available to collect. I am. Okay. Job is yours. Sent it through. Wife says, oh, nice when you got a job. I said, yeah. Tonight. Persistence is key, she said. And she started laughing. So, anyway. got delivered by 20 to 10 tonight, 10 to 10. Got on site for 20 to 10, delivered by 10 to 10. Photographed, PRD signed off, sent off, and invoiced. And I'm here in a Travelodge in the Wirral on a Friday night recording a YouTube video. Simply because it's about 4 hours up home and I'm not driving through the night. Okay. I'm up since 7 o'clock this morning. It is now, bear with me, I'm just turning on the laptop. It is now 25 past 12 on Saturday morning. So, there you go. That's been my January. I'm going to be hopeful and doubtful that there's something going up the north tomorrow on the Saturday. But I doubt it. But I wasn't driving home tonight. And that's it. Hopefully you enjoyed that. I didn't record any of my scenery that I have done in the previous 2 videos, but I'm hoping to get back into the recording of videos on YouTube and trying to keep on top of my social media presence. So I'll sign off on that. I'll give you an update tomorrow morning, let you know if I did get anything. I doubt it. And if I do, I'm putting on the latter tomorrow night, as I'll be that lucky. So it's good to be back on the videos. I have no idea what I was going to say. It's good to be back in the videos. And hopefully next week is a better week. We'll see. I'm going to see if there's anything on the CX from Monday tonight and from my home location, and see if I can get anything. My customers are quiet. They did ask me to go back down to London on Wednesday, but I couldn't because I had the CX job. I didn't even want to price it because I knew it was something like 3 times the amount I had bidded for around Furnace. So I didn't want to know how much the job was actually going to be worth, because I'd only be raked in depression. Yeah. Good to be back. I hope you're all doing well. I know it's crap out there, but we'll soldier on. Fucking CX is diabolical at the minute, but what can we do? It's January. It's to be expected. And every courier that's putting a video up there at the minute is saying exactly the same thing. And I'll record another video for next week. Don't know what day it's coming out next week, but there's a video coming out next week. What's going to be on it remains to be seen, because we don't know what's happening. So, good night, God bless, and I'll update you tomorrow on whatever needs updating. All the best. See you in the next clip. Well, good morning. It is Saturday the 24th of January, and as predicted, nothing coming out of the Wirral on a Saturday morning. So I'm just going to leave it at that. make the journey home. It's about 4 hours. Well, Sentinel says 3 hours, so I'm going to add half an hour on for stopping at the services, get a cup of coffee, and the other half an hour is a potential congestion, slow traffic, the usual that you'll come across on the motorways and the way around the country. So yeah, first video of 2026. Hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you in the next one. All the best. Bye bye.